Alright guys, Rich here from the RC Network, and this is going to be the intro video to my Axial Yeti build. Now I plan to make the absolute ultimate Axial Yeti that you can find out there. As you see in front of you, you have basically the skeletal remains of an Axial Yeti, or Sasquatch, or whatever you want to call it. I basically plan to go to some of the best manufacturers out there in the RC world, and just turn this thing to an ultimate U4 slash durability slash fast rig. This thing will have awesome speed, torque, durability, and just it will look damn good. So stay tuned throughout the series. This will be the intro video, and then right after this it'll go into some parts that I'm using, and then at the very end of this video you will see how those parts turned out. So without further ado, check this out. CarterFab Machine has really made a name for himself in both the crawling community and also lots of the scale rigs out there. Of course, he has tons of different items that are available, and he mostly does a lot of aluminum panels for a lot of the popular rigs out there on the market. I have definitely dabbled in making my own panels before. I actually have a sheet of it sitting here from a previous build from my old SCX-10. I also did some panels on the Wraith, and I checked out some of Clay Carter's designs, and not only that, but the pricing, and it just didn't make sense to make my own. He makes these things so inexpensively, and they fit perfect. I've checked out some of his panels for the Wraith, for the Yeti here that you see in front of you, and it just made sense to pick these things up. I mean, literally, I think one of the panels was like $8, so it just made sense to pick up some of his panels that almost seem to be like laser cut. They're already pre-drilled, ready to mount up. They include the hardware. It just made sense. So now that the Yeti build has kind of taken a turn from the chassis, and now I'm kind of having some fun stuff going on with both the body and the wheels and tires, went over to CarterFab Machine. Actually found them on rccrawler.com, and you know, there's definitely lots of stuff, lots of information on that website as well. But went over to CarterFab Machine and just started checking out some of his stuff. And I mean, the guy does awesome work. I mean, you see some of his rigs here, and then on the flip side over here, you know, custom panels, scale chassis, axle housing, scale accessories, and he's constantly just improving some of the designs that are out there with some of his stuff. So I mean, just really cool stuff. I really dig this one on the bottom here. It looks like a Wraith chassis, and just really cool stuff. So went ahead and picked up several of his items, including all of the panels for the Axial Yeti. What I picked up, these are the side panels. It looks like they go, I believe they can either mount inside or outside. I'm going to start test fitting this towards the end of the video so you guys can check out the finished product. It includes the hardware in that one, which is really cool. Next one is going to be the hood. This one is super cool because it includes all the bends, and that just takes so much time when you're cutting out your own panels. And he's already done all the homework and gotten all the correct bends and everything for the Axial Yeti. This one does include a couple extra screws, because I believe the normal hood mounts with just 2 screws. He's went ahead and included 2 extras for the extra 2 holes in the hood. So you'll also see that he's done some finish work here just to cut out some of the edges. You can see some of my aluminum panels with those jagged edges. I've cut myself a few times. So nice finishing touches there. Should be super cool. Last thing is going to be the roof right here. Another thing that's custom bent right here with a little eyebrow at the top. Also, he does the bend on the backside right here just to cover the light housing. So I believe there's 2 different versions of this, a full hood, which I believe this is, and then also like a partial roof. So pretty cool. Now lastly, I did pick up a full set of his 1-inch, true 1-inch wheel cans. I do plan to run these Vanquish Products Method 101 wheels, and you know, they advertise them as a 1-inch can, but really when you measure that, it's 0.75 inches. So after speaking with a lot of the gurus in the crawling and scaling community, they've really directed some of the wheels to go to a wider stance. I picked up his full set of 1 inch, true 1 inch. There's even 1 1/4 inch. So pretty much the wider the wheel, the better the traction, less rollover, all sorts of things. So in this full set, you get a full set of true 1 inch cans. You also get the spacers to make everything work, and also all of the screws you see there, the longer screws to accommodate for the spacers. Now, these will only work on the Vanquish wheel, so take that in consideration when you are ordering these things. So anyways, I'm going to get turning some wrenches here, get some of this stuff installed. In the latter part of the video, you're going to see what it all looks like. So I went ahead and I got the body panels installed on my Axial Yeti from CarterFab. These things are just absolutely awesome. I can't believe how well everything bolted on and just the fit and finish of everything. I mean, Clay Carter over at CarterFab actually manufactures these, and I mean, it's almost like I sent him my Yeti and he built the panels for it. I mean, everything just fit perfect. There was no second guessing anything. It just fit on there perfect. All of the holes were drilled perfectly. The edges were finished very nicely, and it just came out nice. I mean, it just looks so cool right now with these aluminum panels on my Axial Yeti. So I'm going to go ahead and pop off the body here so you guys can check out just how everything looks. I've got to say that, there was the two panels that went on the easiest was definitely the roof panel. Just 4 screws just went straight on. This is the full roof version, so it has these little bend downs on the back here to kind of protect those rear LED light buckets. So very nice design, and it just looks awesome. Just with the little kind of brow bend right here on the front. It's all tapered perfectly on the roll cage. Everything looks great. Now the front hood, I could never bend it the way that this thing is bent. You'll see here there's a rise right here, and then it slopes down, and then another bend here at the front grille area. So 4 screws now hold it together. Originally on the stock, it was only 2 screws. He adds an extra couple of screws, and it's almost like the Yeti was made for these panels versus the opposite. So the 2 body holes are perfect size, a little bit larger than the body post mount, but they fit perfect. So hood went on great. Now the side panels, I was a little bit baffled at first, and because there was no bend to it, they were just straight body panels. But once I started to get it on the inside of the vehicle and start to form it to it, it's almost like there's like a custom bend in here. You can kind of see here up to towards the front wheel well, and then also tapered back here towards the back quarters. They bolt on with screws included in the kit. You can kind of see those silver screws peeking out right there. And it was almost like, once again, that these panels, the Yeti was made for the panels, so to speak. All the holes were there. Everything was perfect. So look on the inside right here. You can kind of see those screws where it kind of makes that custom bend on all the points there. So very, very nice design. You can kind of see the finishing edges that Clay does on those edges. Those go toward the inside. There's clearly a right side and a left side as far as a finish side. Bolted my interior back in. Everything bolted into the stock settings. Everything is good. I mean, this thing just looks so mean now, and I can't wait to see it in action. So a little bit of ways of getting everything installed and ready to go on my Axial Yeti, but really happy about these panels here. As far as the wheel cans, I'm going to show that in a later episode when I start to unveil the wheels and the tires and everything else for my Axial Yeti. So until then, have a look at my Facebook page. I have tons of detailed photos of the panels, how they went on there. You can definitely check that out. Also check out my thread on rccrawler.com. Have a whole thread on there for the RC Networks Axial Yeti build. You'll see all the different pieces and parts that I've used for the build. And then, comments and questions, feel free to leave those down below. I answer very quickly to all my subscribers. Well, until then, please definitely give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. That's it for now, guys. Over and out.